Today's video will be how to more quickly access your base after you build it on tribals.io, the video game. I'm going to be doing a full login in real time as best I can. I'm using a low population player versus player server for today, number 47. Running from a bookmark, I go to tribals.io and allow it to load. Go to settings, and I immediately change the following. I turn off the noise it makes for the message sound, and I disable the messages themselves. I set these two at 50% so the toolbox is smaller so it doesn't cover so much of the screen, and I make the compass bar just a little bit smaller just for shits and giggles. I turn the video quality to full potato mode, and that's all. Now I hit servers, and I'm going to type in the number 47. And here we are with 1 out of 30 total pop. You can sort by players in the first place and find a low pop server, and as long as it's player versus player, you can use it to mine ores and then transfer them, because there's a transfer function that you can use if you log into that one and also log into the one you want as a destination. Let's hit connect. And at this point, I'm going to point out a couple of things really quickly. One, if you have the message, the website has control of your pointer, click escape to get it back, and it's interfering with your mouse usage. This is mostly under Firefox. You're going to have to find a way to turn it off. In Firefox, you do about, config, then you look for pointer-lock-api warning timeout, and set the timeout to 0. You might have to make that entry. Please look this up more fully than just watching it in a YouTube video by some nitwit like me. And let's continue. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F11 to maximize the screen. Now, in this mode, the web browser is essentially acting as a video game engine because the website is. This also slightly decreases the chance for crash. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to put my headphones into my ears because I need to be able to hear what's going on in my environment, because that's how I determine if I'm being attacked. This is a player versus player environment who will try to stop me from doing anything. By the way, there's a certain YouTuber that will remain nameless that goes through a lot of effort to tell all his viewers to immediately attack any, quote, guest on the server. Guests are people who haven't signed in. There's no reason to do that. I object to it, and I am going to be doing videos on how to defeat this tactic done by cowards that can't play the game on an even keel without attacking literally every newbie. Kind of smacks of Rust Academy almost, where he attacks his own bases because, well, reasons. But anyway, let's move on. I hit wake the F up, and I'm going to get rid of the rock because it blocks my field of view. And let's see where I am. Now I'm going to head to where my base is. I'm just going to make a beeline. I'm using the keyboard in the default settings, and the video screen resolution is dropped as low as possible. At least that's what they call it. The trouble with this is I'm still watching a slideshow. If you're seeing a really poorly played slideshow, that's not just my video software. That's literally the game itself slowing down to a big fat baby crawl. Eventually it speeds back up. This is caused by the game itself doing animations like changing from light to dark, or if rain is falling. Their only purpose seems to be to reduce your likelihood of getting from point A to point B alive. Now, if we go underwater, if we can here, maybe we'll have an improvement in frame rate. Not really much. Okay. This is going to be a long video. Anyway, most videos, if you watch them in real time for tribals, are very tedious. The game has not just a grinding problem, it has a really bad repetitive behavior problem. It's really, really hard to make this exciting, okay? So this is not going to be an exciting video. The most excitement I get is when I hear a shot, because I know that someone has missed. Remember, the only shot you hear is the one that misses. So let's move on. That's not really true in the game, but I'm going to say it. Now I'm going to be revealing where my little base is on 4.7 North America PvP. Now the frame rate's gone back up because, unlike the other animations, sunrises don't cause as many problems. Now before I go into the base, which I built, it's a 1x2, a very basic one. And the first thing we do is we go over to the fish, because on a PvP you're allowed to eat fish from other people's traps and your own. Eat enough fish to get your red and brown dials up to 100%. And yes, I'm speaking around the noises that my idiot character makes to give away his position, which should be something we can turn off. And if they ever allow a vote, they'd be told to turn it off and never turn it on again. God damn, that's irritating. Next, I'm going to put the fish back in the trap because I don't care if people take the fish. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, by having a fish trap and water source on the roof, this forces people to realize that this is an asset. Attacking my little 1x2 isn't of any value. And I'm going to drink enough water that I run out. It goes from 3 liters to 0 liters. Now we go backwards. Look around before you unlock your door and listen. Now I'm going to hit F, and I'm going to type in the key, and the key will be blurred out. Now I have to hit escape, click somewhere on the screen, run inside, turn, and hit the F key again to close the door. Now only one of these boxes is locked because I put them too close together. So I'm going to click this one here with the F first, type in my code, and immediately don't do anything other than click in the middle here right over where the lock was. Then look at the other box, and I'm able to open it. And now we do the same thing up here. Hit F, type in our code, and then hover in the middle, click it, and we have more control more quickly. Any other method seems to take a lot longer. If I can find a way to speed up the entry through the door, I will. What I have inside the base here is very, very simple. I can put shelves on either side here. I've already done it experimentally, but I'm not going to do that right now. I hit here. I can get into my smelter. I hit here. I can get into what's maintaining the base, which will be iron frags, wood, stone, and this is some iron ore I threw in there. It's not adding to the base, I don't believe. Let me close it out by hitting the X to put it back in my inventory. Let's put it over here into our inventory that's lockable. Let's throw it here. And I have enough rope and tools to get away with things. Most of, if not all of what you see here can be done with the very basic tools at tier 0. Now, let's put our rock away and go do the next stage. I'm going to hopefully, yeah, thank you very much. The way I built this, I made sure that when I threw the tool box rather than tool cupboard down, I put it in first. Then I put in the workbench, which we can access by hitting F, so that I could fuse them to each other. And then I had to put down the boxes. This is more tedious, but it's a very good idea, because that way you can get everything packed and tight. And then I threw down the smelter. The other thing is when I put in my fish trap, I make it to where I can access it from the inside by having it clip through. I have tried and failed dozens of times to get the water catcher on the roof to trick through, and I can't get it to go through the wall. If I put it at ground level, it won't let me do it. So I can't have my indoor plumbing and my indoor food source. But this means that I don't have to roam for food. Hit F, run outside, go towards this, do it again, and get outside. Try to get outside. Because I built this very close to water, it glitches a lot of the time. Sometimes it'll get me stuck for 10-20 minutes unless I kill, exit, close the browser, and come back. And yes, I have 2 fish traps because someone decided to come along and grief it. And even though I can't reach it from the inside, you're darn right I clipped it through the wall because that's good practice. And the ladder on top is not really needed. Not really, because I can speed run and jump really quickly here. Whoop. And fail on camera. And land on it. But I put that ladder there because I want it to be convenient for other players so they see this as an asset and not a target. And even then, a griefer came along and broke one of my traps. We then immediately collect cloth and berries. Berries are quick food and quick healing. And we collect cloth, otherwise known as leaves, from plants, because that's like most irritating thing on earth because we can't plant seeds yet, although they keep promising it in literally every update. So we have to go where they are and collect them where we can find them. This area out here had 5 or 6 newbie bases, and one guy went through and destroyed all of them, and also is the person who took out my traps for my fish. Last thing I'm going to mention is on this island, which is in the A through B through C series, you can find iron ore much more easily than you might think. Well, that'll be it for today's video. I hope this was somewhat informative. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I wish all of us luck with that.